Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop. And today we're going to be doing a what's in my bag. So these shoes have been kind of like my favorite shoes, but also like some of these shoes, or one of these shoes is, or I just, like two of these shoes are shoes that I'm testing, but like I like them so much that I don't really need to bring a backup shoe that much, you know what I mean? So yeah, these are pretty much like my backup shoes or my favorite hoop shoes that I've been playing in and that I've actually really enjoyed playing in for the past couple of weeks, to like a month. And also, if you guys do want to get any of these shoes, I'll try to leave in the free link in the description box. And if you do choose to get any of these shoes, it does help me if you buy through the free link in the description box or right over here, like the YouTube link will be right over here. For the past like couple of weeks, I've been really liking a lot of cushion, right? But also I do like, I mean, I'm a guard and I'm very, very lightweight and I like to use my speed a little bit more, you know what I mean? So I like to have a very responsive and low to the ground shoe as well. But for the past couple weeks, I've actually really liked cushion, right? So yeah, the first shoe actually surprised me because also even for the first impressions video that I did a couple of days ago, I didn't really like it too much, right? But I actually played in these a couple of times and the MB5, the Puma MB5 is actually pretty dang nice. It surprised me, right? So for like the first couple times, I was like, it's a little bit stiff, it's a little bit bulky feeling, which it still is bulky, you know what I mean? But it does feel pretty responsive, you know what I mean? One thing I don't like about the shoe is that like it is a mid top and like the actual material goes up pretty dang high here in the back of the heel. So I don't really have too great like mobility going this way even, you know what I mean? Like if you look at the Kobe 3 Pro Trail, it has a nice cutout, so you have very nice mobility this way. But I mean, it's also like this material here isn't super stiff though, you know what I mean? So it has a nice kind of like you can see the actual like creases here. But when I first got it, it was a little bit stiffer and I really didn't like it. But now that it's broken in a little bit, actually has like still like pretty good mobility here, you know what I mean? But also like the ankle support isn't great. But yeah, it does pick up a little bit of dust, you know what I mean? It does pick up a little bit of dust, but overall it's actually pretty dang nice. So when I'm playing on like a clean court to like a slightly dusty court, it has very nice traction, it has a great bite, nice kind of like squeak as well. Like now that it's broken in, it has a nice little squeak. Also, the material is really soft and it feels great on foot. Not the best for support, but I don't really have any terrible issues with it, surprisingly, because I thought it was gonna be a little bit too soft. I mean, it's really, really soft and very, very thin, you know? But also the cushion is very nice. I mean, the court feel isn't the best, right? But the cushion is really soft, and also the underfoot cushion it broke in, and it's actually pretty dang soft. It's not the softest, but has a nice soft underfoot feel with a nice bit of heel compression, you know? Also, nothing that I really like about this shoe right now is the outsole curvature. I mean, you have a nice kind of like rounded shape here, so you kind of like go on the balls of your feet a little bit more like the Nike Kyries, you know? It definitely does feel a little bit bulky though, right? But it does feel responsive. It feels comfortable. Cushion feels nice as well. So yeah, I actually have been really enjoying the MB5, you know, contrary to my first impression. I really didn't like it too much. I mean, it wasn't terrible, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, you know? But right now I'm actually loving it a lot, you know what I mean? So that surprised me a lot. So there is the MB5. Another shoe that has a lot of cushion that I've really been liking for the past couple weeks is the Jordan 40, you know what I mean? So I got this colorway in, and also I went true to size with this, or true to my Nike size, right? So with the white colorway, the classic colorway that I got, I went up half a size from my Nike size, right? So pretty much I went up a full size from my true to size, you know what I mean? But then with this shoe, with this colorway, I went true to my Nike size. So all my Nike hoop shoes have been, running pretty short. So I go up half a size from my true to size. For all my Nike hoop shoes, right? So yeah, I went true to my Nike size in the blue suede colorway, and this shoe fits me extremely, extremely well. It is a very, very snug fit though. It's a very, very snug fit, but I really like having a really nice snug fit, and this shoe fits me a lot, not a lot better, but just feel, actually I guess it does fit me a lot better than the classic, but still, like, the classic wasn't terrible for me, you know what I mean? It kind of sucks, like, I don't know what these crease marks are. That kind of sucks, but yeah, the traction is phenomenal. I mean, even though it is translucent in both of these colorways, right? I guess like half of the actual outsole is translucent here in the forefoot, but it still has amazing traction, right? It has an amazing bite, picks up very minimal dust as well. So the traction is phenomenal, right? But also the cushion. So when I'm kind of like switching from this shoe to the MB5, I'm just like, oh, like don't really notice a huge difference, right? I mean, the MB5 is a little bit higher up off the ground, but not a huge difference, right? But the Jordan 40 is crazier because of, first of all, the full-length zoom strobel unit that's underneath your foot that has a crazy amount of compression and balance, but also with the Zoom X, right? The Zoom X also adds for a little bit more compression and balance underneath the full-length zoom strobel unit. So it's a little bit crazy, but it's like really fun to play it, you know what I mean? And for the past couple weeks, I've actually really enjoyed it, you know, because I don't know why actually, you know what I mean? It's just, again, it's just really fun. And when I get sick of this, I go to a very like minimal, or I guess really stiff and responsive cushioning setup, like one other shoe that's in my rotation right now. But again, I've really been enjoying this right now, right? Also, I really like the upper. It's really soft. It breaks in extremely quickly, extremely nicely, and it doesn't feel overly bulky. You know, this shoe is way heavier. Like the Jordan 40 is way heavier than the MB5. However, the MB5 is just way bulkier feeling because it has a lot more padding, also because of the mid-cut design. The Jordan 40, obviously, it's pretty much a low cut, and it definitely doesn't have as much padding. Like the tongue and also in the ankle area, not as bulky feeling, which I do appreciate. And I don't really notice the weight difference or like this shoe being heavier than the MB5 because, first of all, it's still a very responsive shoe, I guess, minus the very crazy cushioning setup, which I feel like some people might feel like or say it's a little bbit too much or a little bit mushy. But if you want that crazy bouncy feel, then it's still a really nice cushioning setup for me here in the Jordan 40. So yeah, I really surprisingly have been enjoying the Jordan 40. And then next, of course, we got the Luren 5 V2. So I absolutely love this shoe, right? I definitely feel like this is one of my favorite hoop shoes as far as like if I want something minimal and very responsive, you know what I mean? But also still has nice cushion, right? So this shoe is using a polymer core drive system, and it's pretty much a plate that's sandwiched in between the midsole. You know what I mean? So it is using full-length boom, and it actually has a pretty soft kind of like cage with this plastic, so it still has a nice bit of compression here in the heel, but also look, it has a pretty nice kind of like springy feel. I mean, not crazy springy, but it has a nice kind of like springy feel. Still has a nice like flexible feel as well, you know what I mean? And traction also is phenomenal. Traction is amazing. Cushion also has way better core feel than the Jordan 40 and the MB5. Not amazing core feel like the Sabrina 3s, but still has pretty nice core feel, right? But better impact protection. Underfoot cushion also is very soft. It is using a soft mesh strobe board, which I do appreciate. So the cushioning setup still extremely nice, and the upper is just so, like, look at this upper, you know what I mean? It's a very open mesh. It's really thin, but also surprisingly the overall shoe is like still supported, you know what I mean? And like I never have any issues with support, you know what I mean? Like for example, like the Sabrina 3, the Jaw 2, it's just a little bit too soft, and it's not that the support is bad, but it just like doesn't feel as supportive as the Luren 5 V2 for me. You know what I mean? So overall, I feel like if you are a guard, this is one of the best guard shoes that you can get right now. If you want a really minimal feel, you know what I mean? So there's that. But also another shoe that's really responsive and very fun to play in is the Wade All City 13. And I've been playing in this shoe because the Encore, I just received the Encore, and I want to play in this shoe and kind of like get, you know, used to this shoe, or not used to, but I wanted to see like how different it would be compared to the Encore. So I kind of like played in it so I can, you know, refresh my mind a little bit. And yeah, this shoe is freaking nice, guys. Like the traction is definitely top tier. It's amazing for the traction. I mean, all these shoes have really nice traction, but if I were to pick, I would definitely say the All City 13 has the best traction, and then the Jordan 40 and the Luren 5 V2 is like tied, you know? So the traction is amazing, but also the cushion has very nice core feel, but also a nice like soft underfoot feel and a little bit bouncy as well. I would say it's not as much as the Luren 5 V2, however, but still very nice, especially once you get going for the underfoot cushion. And the upper is extremely nice as well, you know what I mean? Like with the Vajra skin upper, it's thin but also extremely supportive, and it's also supposed to be very durable, so it's gonna last you a long time. The overall shoe is very supportive feeling as well. I would say it's a little bit more supportive than the Luren 5 V2, but this just feels a little bit more minimal, especially because of the upper compared to the All City 13, right? So these are both extremely nice guard shoes if you want a very nice responsive kind of like more minimal feel. And then obviously I would say these are still pretty nice guard shoes. because they are responsive. You know what I mean? Like the traction is amazing, support's great, lockdown's great, right? In both of these shoes. However, they are a little bit heavier, and especially with the MB5, it's a little bit bulkier, you know. But you can still feel responsive, especially if you want like a more well-cushioned setup. These are still like, or I would say like one of the best options, like top 10, top 5 for guards if you want a responsive feel, right? So yeah, these 4 shoes have been in my rotation for the past couple of weeks. I really enjoy playing all these shoes, but again, I do try to keep it a little bit more versatile as far as like the cushion and how it feels, because again, these are more like, these two are more supportive, a little bit heavier, a lot more well cushioned. These still have really nice cushion, but like just way less. You know, like again, like it's soft, has nice underfoot feel, impact protection still like adequate, and actually still pretty nice, but it's just a lot less than these 2 shoes. So yeah, anyways, that about concludes this video. This is my rotation, and again, if you guys do want to get any of these shoes, I'll try to leave them the free link in the description box, and also tell us down in the comment section below what your favorite shoes have been for the past couple weeks to, I guess, like this year. But that about wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.